Hi everybody and welcome to my channel and another video of me trying to create a somewhat wearable me-made wardrobe and trying not to hurt myself when cutting fabric on my sewing table. This time I share my progress in sewing while I'm not focusing on one project only, but I show you everything I made over the course of April. That's also why I uploaded beginning of May. I was filming randomly as I did go along with my projects and recorded whenever there was something substantial to share. I completed 2 projects and started another 2 new ones. And I'm pretty pleased with the result because although I made a lot of mistakes, it pushed me in the right direction and motivates me to venture into more complicated projects in the future. I started filming on the 13th of April, I believe, and made a few clips. The quality of the voice was terrible, so let me guide you through these clips first. When I started to film, I had this project on my dress form partially finished. It's a peplum top from a magazine called Natrans. You might know it under the name Patrons, I believe. I made the top already once in a floral, stretchy velvet, and this is the second version. What I realized that I have to alter the neckline as it was too high, and the ruffles were missing, which I intended to add only to the bodice this time and not to the sleeves as it is on the original version. I think it would be just too much for this fabric. I have to say I really love the fabric. The color, although it's hard to capture on the camera, but I believe it's pretty close. And this fabric is a mix of elastan, polyester and cotton, but it pretty much looks like denim and the feel is also very similar, and it has these little weaved stripes in it. What I didn't know at this point is that it will crease like hell. And here are the tucks. I had to remade them like 3 times, but at the end it was okay and the top stitching is even. As this top was close to be finished, okay, let's say half done, I thought let's first clean up this mess and start to work on a coat while the weather is still chilly in April. The plan was to make an Angela Kane roll collar coat. The PDF pattern was already assembled, fabric bought, so I could start to make a mock-up to fit. And then I realized I ran out of mock-up fabric. I could cut out only the front piece on one side, the front facing, and one sleeve using some scrap IKEA fabric, so I had to return to my red top. This is how it looks finished. It's a great basic top with something extra. The fabric behaves differently than the stretch velvet did in the first version, and I should have think of that. Because of this, the ruffles are more stiff, and when worn it reminds me more of a ballerina dress. Still, I like the design, but it was indeed a good idea to skip the ruffles for the sleeves. That would be too much. And I finished also this seamwork Aster shirt. The color again, hard to capture on the camera. And I have to admit, this was a mess first. I made a mock-up, but I still had to make a bunch of alterations on this version. It's not necessarily the fault of the pattern design. The block of the company just doesn't fit my proportions. So after a disastrous start, I changed the sleeve. I cut out first the long sleeve version, but it was just not working. It was completely my fault. The long sleeves were just too short on me. I don't know what I was thinking, but I had to change it to the short sleeve version. The fit on the neckline is better than on the mocha, but not yet perfect. It's gaping a little bit. I have to adjust that even more when making it next time, which I plan to do. But I adore the light colored buttons, looks better than the red ones I originally planned for this. Altogether, I'm happy with these, and now let's move to the footage where I managed to record my voice properly. Yay! So, cause I finished these 2 projects, which were a bit outstanding in my queue for some time, I thought I allow myself to start on something new today. And probably I will start to work on this dress pattern. It's Butterick 2171. It's a nice and easy vintage dress. And I already made a mock-up for this, which I might be able to fit today because I remember that the bodice is a bit too long on me and I have to make some alterations to the sleeve. So maybe I could fit this today again and cut into the fashion fabric. Or maybe I could finish these cape collar blues. This is from a Japanese book. It's called Sweet Dress Book. And I have already a garment made out of one of these patterns. I traced this one some time ago and started to make a test version, but it's not finished completely. So maybe I could iron this, finish it, and move on. And I'm also thinking to make a Ralph Pink pattern. It's a corset, or better to say a vespi, or I think that's how it's called in English. Sorry if my pronunciation if it's not correct. It's a very easy pattern, they say, suitable for beginners, so maybe I will do all of these today. Last time I believe I was filming the cutting process for this dress. That was already a week ago. It's Sunday again, so I will show you what kind of process I made so far. The skirt is assembled, more or less. Basically, I finished the side seams and it's finished with these false French seams, which it would be maybe good to make a tutorial for that because this is a really neat finishing technique. So the skirt portion is almost done and the body is more or less also. The side seams are not closed yet because I like to attach the sleeves without the side seams being closed. It's just easier to prevent puckering for me. But still I had to attach the sleeves, I think, are at least 2 times to have a neat finish without any creasing and puckering. I also added some facing, but I think I just chose the wrong fabric for this. It's very flimsy and it will be probably turning around, so I have to change it to a full lining, but I don't have the fabric for that, so I have to go to the shop before I can finish this. And of course I have to first attach the skirt to the body, so at least I can do the first fitting because I didn't do that. I was not able to do that so far. And then yesterday evening I also cut out some other muslin, which will be this corset from Ralph Pink Patterns. I never made a corset before, so I'm a little bit nervous, and this will be just a muslin. I have here some cotton and sateen, and I will just try it out and see how it goes, how the fit will be. If it will be a wearable mock-up, then I will be very, very pleased with this. The PDF pattern has some nice instructions, so I think that will be very helpful and handy to be able to finish this corset. So this is what I'm up to today, and I also want to film at least a little bit of fabric haul for this monthly sewing vlog because I bought a lot of things, so I think that would be good to show. During the last few weeks, I went fabric shopping and ordered a couple of things from Etsy and also from other shops online. So I thought I will include a mini haul into this monthly video. So let's start with it. And I think I will start with the buttons. These are just basic snaps which I can use for some future coat patterns. And these are very nice buttons. It just arrived in a random color combination and we call them cat eye. I'm not sure if that's a familiar term to you or if that's an international term, but I really like them. I can use them for different projects. And then I ordered also bias tip in these 4 colors because they were on sale. And these are the fabrics and the patterns. So let's start with the fabric, I believe. So the first fabric I bought is this blush pink colored silk satin, and it has a very nice touch. I intend to use it for the Ralph Pink corset pattern. Once the mock-up is finished, then I will cut into this fabric, and I think it will be enough to make a camisole maybe out of it, because the corset doesn't require a lot of fabric. And the second fabric I bought is this adorable print. I mean, this is the cutest fabric ever. It feels like chiffon or rayon. It's definitely polyester, but I don't know exactly what it could be. The third fabric I bought is actually this also very summery print. And I love everything maritime, so this will be also a cute addition to the collection. These are the sewing patterns I bought, and all of them I ordered from Etsy with quite fast shipping, I have to say. My favorite one is probably this vintage border. For a long time I wanted a safari style vest, and this is nearly perfect. I'm really looking forward to make it. The next one is Butterick 6296, a basic pyjama pattern, which I believe I will make also very soon. I have the perfect mint colored satin for this, and I could use also some white piping for the embellishment. Last but not least, a Vogue Paris original from the 80s, and believe it or not, this is a Christian Dior pattern. Although the design is not necessarily one which I would buy as a ready-to-wear, vintage Dior patterns are always pricey, while this one was fairly cheap. So I had to buy it, try it out, see the instructions, and maybe pick up some new and unknown techniques from the description. And this is it. Enough fabric and patterns for the next projects. I think the last time I recorded, I showed you the fabrics I purchased recently, so that footage should be already included into the vlog. And as the month is almost over, let me show you what I finished since then. The first mock-up for the lilac corset is done, and I say first because already while assembling the panels, I realized that it won't fit me. It's just too small in the waist. I cannot close it. Anyways, I did at least the top stitching as an exercise, which is quite wonky. I was not too precise with it anymore. I have to go up a size now and make a second mock-up, and let's see how that fits. There is a little progress on the dress. The bodice is attached to the skirt, and the first fitting was also done. I have to take in the darts a little bit, especially on the back part, because this fabric behaves differently than the mock-up did, so there is too much room, and I have to work out something with this excess fabric. So that's it so far. As we are approaching May, I think this will be the last clip I will film, and I will just finish it here. Thank you for watching, and give me a like or leave a comment if you have any questions. I'd be happy to hear from you. See you next time, hopefully very soon.